Thanks everybody for joining today. We are going to expose you to CCT's ContactPro solution for how you can easily web chat and text enable your existing Avaya call center, Elite call center. With me today is Stefan Dans. Stefan is one of our senior systems engineers here at CCT, and my name is Duke Vaughn. I'm the Director of Sales for the US and Canada markets. There is the ability to submit questions through the panel within GoToMeeting. If you have questions, feel free to enter those questions and we'll try to get you answers. And with that, we're going to go ahead and move forward. Real briefly, we're just going to touch on a little bit around Omni-Channel, just background on Omni-Channel, a little bit of introduction to CCT's ContactPro solution. And then I'm going to transition over to Stefan, who is going to take you through a demo and really show you how our web chat and text-enabled contact center offering integrates with the Avaya contact center environment. But also we're going to show you how we can handle chatbots or integrate chatbots into your contact center environment to automate some of those web chat and text-enabled types of customer interactions, and then you'll be able to see how that transfers to a live agent should that be necessary. When you look at Omni-Channel, a lot of people will give you a lot of different definitions of what that really means, and what we really focus on at CCT is really about the multi-channel aspect of Omni-Channel and the CRM integration. From a multi-channel perspective, inbound voice handling, outbound voice handling, email, web chat, SMS, and any of the messaging interaction applications that people are using these days, like Facebook Messenger, Twitter messaging. There's many different ways that customers can interact with organizations. We're going to bring all of those messaging interactions to an agent in a similar fashion so that they are responding to agents similarly. They'll come through different queues so that you can track and measure and report on the different interaction channels. But from an agent perspective, an SMS and a Facebook Messenger or a web chat, they're going to largely present themselves to an agent similarly. Sometimes some things, you might not be able to send, pictures or do bold-faced texting for one interaction channel, and our solution will accommodate or support, it'll handle the minor differences in the different interaction channels. As mentioned, we also can support outbound, so outbound voice campaigns can be configured, and you can do that with Avaya's Palm platform, or you can do preview outbound dialing with the ContactPro platform, where you load up campaigns independent of the proactive outreach manager from Avaya. From a CRM integration perspective, most people think of CRM as simply screen pop, but screen pop is really just one part of CRM integration. The logging of customer interactions is another big portion of CRM integration, so that every interaction, whether it's an inbound voice call, an outbound voice call, a web chat, an SMS, I want all of those activities logged into my customer interaction history so that I have a complete journey map of that customer, so that when an agent is handling, they can do a more complete, thorough job. From within my CRM, I also want to be able to click to call or click to email or click to SMS. These capabilities make agents more efficient and allow them to interact with customers a little bit more easily. So those are some of the things that we try to focus on when we do CRM integration. It's not just simply screen pop on an inbound voice call. It's screen pop when a chat is assigned. It's screen pop when an email is assigned. So you'll see some of these things today. Today's focus is really going to be around the messaging and the web chat piece. We're not really going to touch as much on the voice and the email and some of the other things that we do. We're really going to focus on the web chat and SMS enablement, including our integration with a chatbot solution. From a high level, again, we're providing a unified agent workspace for the handling of all customer interactions, regardless of the channel. And we're integrating that platform with the Avaya Call Center Elite call center solution. We can also integrate with Oceana in a very similar fashion. So for those organizations that long-term are looking at Oceana, this could be a good stepping stone. If you're not quite ready for moving all of your voice call routing and queuing over to Oceana, You can integrate today into that call center elite environment, enable web chat, enable SMS, enable CRM integration with a unified agent desktop. And then when you are ready at some point in the future to move to Oceana, you can feel comfortable knowing that you've got another easy migration path, available to you. Part of our integration ties into the communications manager and the session manager and CMS components of Avaya. Obviously, the AES is how we do call control and agent state control. We also integrate with Avaya's Interaction Center, their Elite Multi-Channel, their Experience Portal, the Proactive Outreach Manager. These are all components within the Avaya call center infrastructure and solution, and we've got different solutions that integrate to those pieces. We're not going to focus in on those today. We'll have future solutions, future webinars where we talk about some of those other integrations, but we just wanted to highlight those at a high level here today. CCT has been in business for over 20 years. We've got about, we've got multiple customers with over 2,500 agents, and we've been providing this ContactPro solution to organizations for 10 plus years. The first half of our existence was really about building custom integrations, and then we realized if we took all of those integrations, we've got a really great foundation for a product, and that's what ContactPro is. It's the evolution of lots of projects that we've done, and at the end of the day, we've got a great solution that Avaya has put their DevConnect Global Partner of the Year stamp of approval on top of it. We're also on the Avaya parts list. We're also available through most of the Avaya leading partners. What you'll see today when Stefan is going through the demo is, again, the ability from a singular agent workspace to handle web chat, SMS, and messaging. You'll get screen pops to multiple CRMs that can be done. It's just a matter of what application you want popped. You could even have queue number 1 popping CRM app 1, CRM 2 popping when contacts come through a different queue, because different customers might need different applications to where their customer data is being handled. So there's a lot of flexibility that you have there as an organization to integrate to multiple CRMs. What you'll see also is the agent has a complete history of the customer's history and the customer journey, and the agent will be able to handle multiple sessions simultaneously, meaning I can be doing text chat and SMS with multiple customers concurrently. Obviously, I'm only typing for one at any one particular instant, but I can jump back and forth between multiple text chats, which is a very important thing for an agent to be able to do if they're going to be efficient, because you can't just handle one chat only one chat at a time, because there's a lot of dead time in between. One of the nice capabilities is that in addition to handling those web chats and SMS messages and Facebook Messenger kind of messages, those message-based interactions, I can also be handling voice calls and email in a blended type interaction, and you set up the configuration, the rules on how you want that blending to occur. You might want agents to handle 3 or 4 chats simultaneously with no voice calls, but if the voice queue gets too high, maybe I take a few agents off of chat and I enable, I make them ready for handling voice calls to clean out the voice queue. So there's a lot of configuration control that you have over how that blending is done. One of our newest capabilities is the development of chatbot functionality, where we're integrating with a chatbot artificial intelligence backend. And you'll see that today, in addition to where a customer could transfer from a chatbot interaction to a live agent with a complete contextual transfer, so that the agent is getting full awareness of what interaction has occurred already with the chatbot. You don't want the agent getting transferred an interaction blindly, because there was probably a lot of information already shared through the chatbot. So that contextual transfer is a very important piece of the puzzle. Once the agent is handling those interactions, we've got searchable response templates, we've got spell checking. The agent handling allows the agent to receive attachments and send attachments, photos, URLs. They've got a lot of formatting of the text that they can do. So there's a lot of control and power that's enabled in the agent desktop itself. We also allow the agents to collect personal information through a tokenized secure form process that we've developed. Very important for collection of things like account numbers or PINs and things like that that are highly confidential. We've also developed the ability for an agent that doesn't speak the same language as the customer for there to be a foreign language translation happening at the agent desktop. So the agent is maybe responding in French or Spanish, but the customer is in English, or vice versa. It might be, you know, a US English speaking agent only, but they maybe have a Spanish speaking customer. So this allows the agents to be a little bit more efficient and effective in their interactions. One of the nice capabilities of our chat solution is that a supervisor can also monitor chats live. So you'll see this today in the demo. And before a customer gets connected with an agent, we also have a pre-chat survey, which can collect some information, kind of like an IVR or an auto attendant gathers information up front for a voice caller. We can gather some information so that we can intelligently route a caller to a proper agent. And at the end of a chat, we can also do surveys. Those surveys can also be tied to our customer analytics reporting database. Generally, your surveys are going to have customer reports because you're very much tailoring those surveys to what you're trying to accomplish. But we're going to put that data into our database, and you can use the same ContactPro Analytics reporting tool to do reporting around surveys. At the end of interactions, agents can do wrap-up codes to kind of begin to summarize the types of interactions that they're handling so that supervisors and management have a better understanding of why customers are interacting. And we also have a comprehensive reporting tool called ContactPro Analytics. So with that, I just, again, wanted to have a very brief introduction to what you were going to see in the demo today. At this point, I want to transfer things over to Stefan and let him take you through a demo of our web chat and SMS handling along with our chatbot integration capabilities. And Stefan, I can see your screen now.
Yep. All right. I'm already sharing my screen. That's correct. Thanks for the introduction, Duke. I'm now starting with the ContactPro live demo. And as Duke said, we're going through a couple scenarios using chat, social media, and SMS. I already started the ContactPro client, and my agent is working on an email. And as you can see in the client screen, while working on that email, my agent has got a related CRM tab working in Salesforce. But in parallel, he also got a second CRM tab, which is Microsoft Dynamics from a previous contact. So, and as Duke said in his introduction, it can be based on the channel or queue to either screen pop, Microsoft Dynamics, Salesforce, or SAP, or any other homegrown CRM system. We can also provide knowledge base from on-premise or cloud solutions. And while my agent is working on that email, he's also open to get additional contacts from other channels. So I'm now starting a web chat using a chatbot solution. This is our customer screen. My customer is actually browsing on Expedia website, trying to find a hotel, but he wants to book the hotel using the chat solution. So on the Expedia page, my customer is now starting a chat. He can see the chat queue is online. So it's checking the agent and queue status in the background of the ContactPro chat solution. And then starting the chat, our customer is first getting a chatbot. So the chatbot is welcoming the customer. We already know the customer wants to travel to Asia, especially we are now offering the cities Tokyo and Bangkok. So this is like a visual IVR with some artificial intelligence. Our customer can now select the city to travel to. Customers interested in a hotel in Tokyo, and the bot is now presenting the top three hotels in Tokyo, like the Conrad Tokyo Hotel, the Mandarin Oriental Tokyo, but also the Palace Tokyo Hotel. And our customer is selecting this one. In the chatbot solution, the customer can use the way to select options, like I did with the book this hotel link, but is also able to send text messages. Like in this case, the bot, based on the selection, is now presenting information like the price per night, the dollars per night, and we are now able to say, yes, I want to book this one. Okay, now it's in real time going forward, collecting data. Like when should your trip start? It will be 10:11. When will you depart? It will be 10:15. What's your first name, last name, and email address? So the bot can automatically can automate the process to collect the data. This will save a lot of production time for your contact center agents. And we can also offer some newsletter, like getting specials about flights as well, because we have collected the email address of the customer. And at the end of the data collection, we are presenting the results, and the bot will also react to words like thank you, thanks, or others. So it's a kind of collection of keywords, but the bot is also learning and collecting specific words like thank you, or help, or agent. Because in this case, our customer has now noticed a mistake in his booking and needs help. So he can type help or agent. And if we do that, the bot knows that we have to escalate this one to a live agent. So he's asking us if he should connect us to an agent. When I say yes, it will send the chat over to the chat queue, looking for an available agent. In our case, the agent is working on an email, but is still available on the chat queue, because a real-time contact like a chat or a voice call might be more important. So we can answer that chat. Email is getting to pause status automatically. We are getting another CRM tab with the data for the customer, as well as the chat conversation itself. So my agent has now got a chat work item, and the bot automatically sent all the collected data over to the agent. So the agent does not need to ask again for arrival date, departure date, first name, last name, and the hotel the customer is looking for, getting all the data, and can start the conversation with the customer. As the customer has made a mistake in the booking, it can say, I made a mistake, and the agent can have a look. The agent is now able to answer that contact, can get into conversation and correct the booking for the customer. But he already saved a lot of time, because he has all that information that was collected in the chatbot conversation. So this is one option to get a chat contact into our ContactPro solution using a chatbot. But we can also use a more simpler way, like using a typical pre-chat survey. This is just providing a selection of fields to fill, like the typical data: first name, last name, email address, what is my question, maybe my customer number for customer identification, and the department I want to contact. And we're now getting a second contact, a second chat work item into our ContactPro client. So as you can see, we are able to handle multiple contacts, also multiple contacts within one channel, like handling 2 chats at a time. Same here, we are getting the chat conversation, we're getting the collected data, and we can get a related CRM tab. With this data, we can also, and the flexibility of the agent layout, we call it create your own desktop. We can also move around modules to get such a splitted screen. So the agent can have the related CRM and contact data on the right-hand side, but the chat conversation on the left, and can start the chat conversation while checking the contact data. Right, so this is how we handle web chats, how we integrate with the CRM systems, but we are not only supporting email and web chat channel, we do also support channels like social media, like WhatsApp, like SMS. So in this case, my customer is now using WhatsApp and is sending a WhatsApp message to the CCT WhatsApp number, and can ask some questions about using this channel. So instead of getting a chat work item, my agent is now getting a WhatsApp message directly into the ContactPro client, the same application, the same integration, but now it's a WhatsApp contact. And my customer in this case is having a question about a ContactPro module. Having a question about ContactPro module, and instead of typing all the questions and details, he could also send us a screenshot. So like in this case, my customers found a module in ContactPro, and instead of typing or texting all the details, he's just sending us a screenshot or a photo. So the agent can now see, okay, the customer is talking about the ContactPro Presence and IM module, and could now answer in free text, or he can use templates coming from the system. So those are predefined templates created by a supervisor or chat or SMS manager. He can use search functionality, but if there is no match in the system templates, the agent could also use personal templates. So in previous conversations, our agent has already created a template about the ContactPro Presence and IM module. So you can use this predefined text, or he can send over a document via WhatsApp channel as an attachment. So in this case, we could send over the ContactPro user guide, which talks about the Presence IM module. We do not only support WhatsApp, we can also use standard SMS texting. So instead of using WhatsApp, my customer is now using the SMS channel. Same story, starting a SMS conversation, sending it over to the mobile number of CCT, and now our agent is getting a SMS message instead of WhatsApp. It's the same story. We can start texting back and forth. We can send over pictures and documents, and it will all be handled within ContactPro and will be stored in the ContactPro database. Let's now have a quick look into the supervisor perspective. The ContactPro Manager is a web-based application that is available for administrators, but also supervisors and managers. And we can, for example, offer some service observing based on the web chat and SMS channel. A supervisor can go ahead and check active chats and SMS, and can follow real-time conversations between customers and agents. This way, the supervisor can check for quality, but also help agents doing the right things. So this is a kind of a real-time observation and chance for the supervisor to jump into processes. But of course, we do also have some historical as well as real-time reporting capabilities. In this case, we are using ContactPro Analytics. And ContactPro Analytics does have a real-time dashboard that provides real-time data based on skills and queues, as well as agents. So supervisors can always see and check the actual status and performance within their contact center based on queues and agents. Of course, This is multi-tenant ready, so supervisors would only be able to see data they are allowed to see. They can see real-time agent statistics, like what is my agent Stefan Dunz doing, if he's busy, using what channels he's working on at the moment. So we can see he has got 2 chats and 1 email. But we can also see some more graphical data, like a queue real-time report, not in a tabular way, but in a graphical, seeing, okay, there are 4 outbound contacts queued actually, and there are 12 other contacts queued in this email queue. And we can also have some kind of scorecard reports. Next to real-time data, we do also have some historical reports that are stored in our ContactPro database that is available for the ContactPro Analytics, but also can be used by customers' data warehouse to get data, or we can also push the data. So we do have queue reports, agent reports, group reports, typically based on interval, daily, weekly, and monthly data. And we can have reports like this showing data for email or chat queues, SMS queues, total created numbers, total queued, abandoned contacts in real-time channels. There are a lot of available reporting fields, and reporting users can go ahead and create their own reports based on the available reporting fields by using the so-called column picker. So from all the available fields, they can now select and deselect fields they would like to see or not. So if I'm now deselecting a couple of the available fields, my report is getting more compact. And the reason for this could be the capability to export the data that is provided in such a report and export it into typical formats like Excel, CSV, or PDF. And as you could imagine, if you got 50 fields and columns, it might make no sense to export that to Excel because it's getting way too much data for an Excel sheet. But if you shrink that down to 10 or 15 columns, it might make more sense. Other than creating this report manually, we can also schedule reports. So we could send the reporting data automatically by email or save it as a file, or doing both automatically. We can configure the recipient and the email address to send to. We can configure a daily, weekly, and monthly reporting schedule, and we can define what we would like to see and in which format. With that, you could send daily reports to your management or export data to your WFO, WFM systems or personal planning systems. And reporting users can also save those reports to their favorites and create templates that they can reuse on the next day or a bit later. And other than tabular data, we do also support some graphical reports. As you can see in this one, this is a report that compares the number or the percentage of abandoned contacts versus the number of contacts that have been handled in service level. In this case, you can get some information about how many calls or web chats, for example, have been handled in service level, so have been answered within 20, 30 seconds, versus the number of contacts that have been dropped because customers were waiting too long in their queue. And we added some kind of mouse over features so that you can get some more information when you mouse over the charts. Okay, Duke, I think it's time for questions or any additions from your side. There's any question in the GoToMeeting?
So there are no questions that were submitted. I think with that we are. I've got just one closing screen that I wanted to share. Trying to figure out how to switch.
I gave it back to you.
There we go. So with that, we have completed today's session. Hopefully you got a chance to see how we can help your organization enable both SMS and web chat and do it in an efficient way where maybe a portion of a customer interaction or maybe the entire interaction is automated through a chat bot. But importantly, that interaction can transfer over to an agent with context. If there are any follow-up questions, definitely we would be happy to engage in conversation with you. We did get one question about workforce management solution. So we do have the ability to export our customer interaction history to a workforce management solution. We've done that with Verint, and we've got a little bit of productization around that export process with Verint. But we also have discussed doing that with some other workforce management solutions, including Calabrio and NICE. But those have typically been done kind of as custom. But we can export that interaction history so that you can forecast and schedule the agents around web chat and email handling, in addition to handling, forecasting and scheduling for voice calls. If there are any other questions, I'll keep the broadcast open for a few moments afterwards, but you can also send us an email or give me a call. We appreciate the time today, and we wish you all to have a great day. Thanks.